Of course, it didn't hurt that the Vikings had trouble in the kicking game, and that is putting it mildly, leaving 10 points on the board. Bucs win. Here's head coach Bruce Arians after the game.
When asked early this week about our identity, I think we just showed our identity. We can do any damn thing we want to do.
Brian's back with us now. Brian, what'd you make of what Bruce Arians had to say?
I love a coach that wants to show confidence in his football team. And I think at this point of the season, you're trying to build that confidence so you can make that playoff push. And so I love that. But I got to be honest with you, Jenna. When I looked at, and I watched most of this game, but I mean, you just look at the stats. If you didn't watch any of the game, you're saying, well, how did the Vikings lose the game? They had 76 plays to the Bucs, 49 plays. They held the ball for 40 minutes of the football game. They had 162 rushing yards. So how did they lose the game? Oh, the kicker that has one job to do couldn't do that one job. Dan Bailey misses 3 field goals. He misses an extra point. At that point, you end up losing the football game by 12. But, you know, when I watch this Bucs offense, I think they got a healthy dose of Ronald Jones. That's going to be the key to their running game. Yep. Again, the run game helps the pass game. And then when you have Tom Brady making accurate downfield throws, you saw the throw to Scotty Miller. That was huge. Those are big parts of a football game. And most importantly, and you can't put enough emphasis on this, Todd Bowles' defense, the 6 sacks on Kirk Cousins, that was huge. If they can attack every quarterback and put them under siege like that every single game, they're going to win a bunch of football games and be a team that nobody wants to face in the playoffs because of the way of their defense play.
Yeah, this was a ludicrous quote by Bruce Arians. Do anything, any damn thing we want to do. Evidently, you wanted to throw for less than 200 yards and have 300 yards of total offense, which was not even above average in the NFL yesterday. Parents out there, you got a toddler son or daughter that you're like, you know what, I want to turn him into a professional kicker. Well, guess what? There's going to be a former pro available for one-on-one instruction. His name is Dan Bailey, and he's going to be looking for work in the next 48 hours because he was horrible this week, and he was even worse last week if you watch the Vikings game against the Jags. If he's their kicker Sunday, I will be shocked. The Bucs did what they were supposed to do. We all thought they'd beat the Vikings. By the way, I think they're going to finish the year 4-0. I think they're going to finish. They play Atlanta twice in Detroit. None of those teams can rush the passer. And if you can't rush the passer, the Bucs will look good against you. Unfortunately for Tampa, in the first round of the playoffs, Brandon, they are going to either be playing Seattle, New Orleans, Green Bay, or Washington. I'm sorry, Seattle, or the Rams are a possibility as well. Pardon me there. My apologies. So whomever they play there, to me, has a significant edge over them, including Washington, because Washington can rush the quarterback. So I'm happy they won. I'm glad for them. But this didn't change my opinion on the Bucs at all, Brandon.
It should, Nick. There's 2 teams, 2 quarterbacks that can throw it more than they run it. That's the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. If they choose to do it, they can. And that's also Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody else, you better have a balanced attack. So what you saw yesterday, Tom Brady throwing it 23 times, handing it off 23 times, that's dangerous. That's exactly what got him the last 2 Super Bowls, is having a balanced approach. You got a really good defense. You talked about it, B. Look how well that defense played. I felt so bad for Kirk Cousins. Poor Kirk Cousins. He couldn't find an inch to just look down the field. It was somebody, JPP, somebody's coming to smash him in the mouth. But offensively, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that is the recipe. What happens when you have Tom Brady, a smart, savvy quarterback who can still get it done, handing it off 23 times, throwing it 23 times? It opens up everything outside. You have these dynamic pass catchers, and what happens? Oh, look, the deep ball now, we start to click. We start to connect there. You had 2 bombs, Scotty Miller, Mike Evans. That's what happens when you run the ball. Play action. Oh, who's wide open in the end zone? Gronkowski. That is the recipe. That is the identity, Wilds.
Yeah, so I was surprised that Bruce Arians came out so confident, Brian, because Shaq Barrett had the right idea when he said, quote, "Tell the field goal kicker we appreciate him." I think the Vikings were totally demoralized when not only is Dan Bailey missing kicks, They're opting not to take a kick, too, so they spared him a miss. So for me, you tell me what the vibe is like in the locker room, because I would be a little Debbie Downer in there as the Bucs are celebrating and be like, yeah, guys, but it was kind of Dan Bailey, you know? We could have easily lost the game, right, guys? And be like, Wild, shut up. So to me, I think there's no reason for the Bucs to celebrate when the story of this game is actually Dan Bailey.
No, Kevin. Every game in the NFL, you celebrate. I mean, every win. And no matter what it is, no matter how you win it, whether it's a kickoff return, a fumble, intercept, no matter what it is, even if it's the opposing kicker misses 3 field goals and the extra point, you celebrate every single win, especially for a football team that may have some struggles as they move down here and try to get into the playoffs. They struggled at points this season. You talk about the Tampa Bay Bucs. And so celebrating victories is what it's all about. If I'm Bruce Arians, I have absolutely no problem with what he just actually said. If I'm on that football team, that's what I want to hear from my head coach. Confidence. I want to hear my head coach believing in us. And I also want to hear my head coach thinking that, hey, we need these types of tough wins in order for us to go out there and win in the playoffs. This is a good win for the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Listen, it's a very good win. If they lost it, they'd be on the outside looking in on the playoff picture. It's a huge win because Minnesota's the team chasing them for what could be the final playoff spot. Arizona, Minnesota, and Tampa went into this weekend, only 2 spots available for those 3 teams. So it's a game they had to win, and so of course they can celebrate it however they want. But Brandon, I'm shocked that a game that went about the way you thought it would has changed your opinion of this team. We know what their structural weaknesses are. Going into this game, Brandon, you thought Tampa was a dangerous team? You thought Tampa would go before?
Yeah,
Am I misremembering?
Nick, you know Nick, I've been high on Tampa all year. You know that. Like, this is a team that if they can get their stuff right, fix their identity on their offense, they're absolutely dangerous. Look at that defense, a top 5 defense, and then you have Tom Brady who can still get it done. That's what we pay Tom Brady for. I'm not paying Tom Brady to drop back 40 times. I'm not paying Tom Brady to throw it for 300-something yards. I'm paying Tom Brady not to throw a bad ball or interception in situational football in the critical moment. That's what I don't want. So, yes, This is a dangerous team. Absolutely.
Okay. I'll be shocked if they win 1 playoff game. Shocked. Absolutely shocked if they're alive after Wild Card Weekend, Jenna.
All right. Well,
we will
now
see.
The Bucs will take the win yesterday. You know who else will take the win yesterday? Washington. It was a Sunday feast for rookie Chase Young. Even his mom got in on the fun during his post-game press conference. Check this out.
Is your mom actually on the phone right now? On the speakerphone?
Right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Hey, what's up?
Yourself on mute. Hi. She said hi.
What'd you think of the touchdown today?
They said, what did you think of the touchdown tonight?
Oh my gosh, I'm just so worn out. It was just outstanding. I couldn't even believe it. I was in shock. Hey, and I said he knows how to pick that ball up and not fall on it. And he got it and kept trucking.
Yeah.